Hey guys, welcome to another MapleStory 2 video. Really quick before I go with the rest of this video, I'm getting hit really hard with allergies right now. It's mostly just because I've been trying to pack up all my stuff in my room and dust has been flying everywhere. So if I sound congested and if I have kind of a nasally tone in my voice, that's because I have pollen allergies, and also just microscopic organisms can just go die. But anyway, the closed beta has been out for over a day now, and there's a ton of enthusiasm for the game. Of course, next on, they invited a total of I think 15,000 players, and despite the beta server being closed testing, it feels way more populated than the MS1 server ever has been for the past few years, that's for sure. But it wouldn't be a Nexon game without massive amounts of lag and server crashing, now would it? It took about 30 minutes after the expected release time for Nexon to stabilize the servers, but once they did, I was able to log on and get started right away. Since I played Assassin in KMS2, I wanted to try out, a different class. I wanted to try out Berserker, not only to learn another class, but just to see how everything else is in terms of the questline. But I was mildly disappointed though, because apart from the introduction where you figure out where your own respective quest is, the run from level 5 to level 50 or so is basically the exact same thing. You go to Kerning City, that place gets attacked, then you go to Hennessy's, that place gets attacked, then you go to Elinia, that place gets attacked, and then you finish in Pyrrhion, which also gets attacked before you go straight to Tria. It's understandable though, there can't be a separate questline for each specific class, but I have expected there to be at least, a different adventures per class branch, like an archer story, mage story, warrior story, thief story. I think that could at least be handled reasonably. But playing the GMS version of MS2 made me realize just how amazingly accurate the English patch for KMS2 and CMS2 were. The cutscenes and dialogue were almost verbatim. Although, the Korean language is pretty easily translated into English. You can just take the basic grammar structure and reflect it and sort of invert it. And I think, that's probably why, but still, that's some good stuff. I think the English patch was fan-made, which means that they did a really, really good job translating, because some of the the dialogue and the context, it's quite literally the exact same. You take the English patch from KMS2 and the actual GMS2, it's the exact same words. And I'm glad that they released the GMS2 patch quite close to the KMS2 version's date, because at least the restart patch, since the skills are updated, which by the way, I understand that my classes for beginners video is very, very outdated since I use old footage. I do apologize for that. I'll make an updated one very soon. I don't see too many differences from the game, at least based on what I've seen so far, but there are two key variances that I noticed right away. GMS2, their quest rewards for the following the main storyline are incredibly toned down. Until I reached Pyrrhion, they only gave us red potions and red herbs, whereas back in KMS2, they started giving white potions and herbs back in Elinia. I may be mistaken, but I had over 300 white pots and herbs, but then right now I barely have 40. It's not the worst thing in the world, but I had to visit the NPC a few times and stock up on curatives because I was taking more damage than I could recover. I don't think fast travel has been established fully yet, because there were many cases where I had to manually walk 5 or so maps to turn in quests, where I recall being transported fast almost everywhere in KMS2. Again, not a really big deal, just something that caught my eye. Kind of made me wish I had flash jump. We do have dash skills in KMS2, or not KMS2, but just MS2 in general. But it's not nearly as fast as flash jump. We're pretty spoiled in that regard. And they do have mounts, which I've been using quite well. There's one that, my favorite one is the flying pig one. I don't remember what it's called. The Heaven's Hog. Such a cute little thing, and takes you flying all over the place. And there's a lot of platforming and elevation areas in MS2. So being able to go from elevation to elevation with the flying mount is pretty nice. And Nexon was kind enough to give beta testers convenience stuff like helicopter transport, which is akin to teleport rocks in MS1. And they also give a ton of global messenger vouchers, which people mostly use to spam their live streams or guilds. What'd you think they were going to use for? Birthday parties? It was a little obnoxious at first, but it's the internet, who cares, right? I should also mention that since KMS2 is relatively dead, I never really had a feel for the community aspect of MS2, and I loved it whenever the MCK events ran during the closed beta, because it reminded me of the old GM events they had back in MS1, like the Sleepywood Fitness training one, that if you won you get 5 Onyx apples, or the GM summonings in Leaf Ray and Orbis back in 2011, 2012. It just felt like the old days of MS1, and how long it's gonna last I'm not entirely sure. Let's just hope it lasts a long time. That brings me to my next point. If the closed beta attracted over 40,000 applicants, and this is what the game looks like with 3,000 or so concurrent players on at a time, I wonder how populated the community is going to get in MS2. MS2 has only one world per server. There's only Scania, there's no Windia, no Broa, no Bera, no Grace, no My Bacon, no Kaini. Did I miss any? Oh, there's no reboot either, but there's only one server, which means that we'll concentrate the entire community together, and I always wanted MS1 to be like that. I understand back when the game was super popular, divvying the players up to multiple servers was important to avoid overcrowding, But with the world transfers that Nexon's done, which proves that you can migrate players and stuff over, why not just bring them all into one server? I hope they keep it that way in GMS2 because that would also mean hosting events, like community-made events, would be much easier to do since everyone is in the same server, which means that the event is not locked to whatever server you're in. So, you know, I wanted to do a lot of, I guess, game-wide events, but since I was mostly in Windia, I couldn't do it for any of the other servers since I'm not in that server. But if we're on the same server, I can do whatever the heck I want, which is awesome. What really caught my attention was that people are treating the closed beta like it's the regular server. Like, I hope they remember that everything goes poof after a week. Although I might do the same thing as well, because even though all data and traces of closed beta will be erased, the more seriously I, and the more seriously you guys take the closed beta, for those of you who got in of course, the greater advantage you will have in the actual release of GMS2. Yes, I'm essentially telling you to become a beater. You know, those of you players who are playing GMS2 closed beta, try hard it even though everything will go like disappear in a week. Make a house, do some crafting, do some customization, do raids, enhance your gear, make guilds and clubs, play as if you were playing the real game, because when the real game does come out, you'll have a game plan ready to go. The further you go into the closed beta, the greater advantage you will have over players who don't or who are currently not in closed beta. Of course, you know, you don't want to treat this as a zero-sum game. This isn't a race to see who can become the best class or best player in the game, but it's just like to give you as much information as possible and to know exactly how the ins and outs of the game works. Very, very beneficial. I mean, those of you who aren't in the closed beta, you don't need to worry too much. You can keep playing, you know, China MS2 or Korea MS2, and you should be fine. But just, you know, a little something to, I think, make note of. I had a lot of people who said, what's the point in playing the closed beta if everything's going to go poof? It's to fill yourself up with knowledge and information so that when you play the actual game, you'll be ready to go and you can help your friends out who didn't get in, and then I guess you can start getting, you know, kind of like a head start. Anyways, I'm going to wrap it up here. Day 1, you know, it was a ton of fun, and I plan to play through the entire week and see what I can do. Just keep an eye out for class views and some good videos in the future. I have a lot of ideas that I'm juggling around. By the time this video goes up on YouTube, I'll be on my way home from college, so after I get everything set up back in my crib, I'll get started with a ton of videos, and I hope you guys are excited for that. Let's hope that GMS2's actual release comes as early as possible this summer so we can make the most of it. I'd be pretty upset if, let's say, I had to go back to school in late August and then MS2 gets announced for, you know, the actual release. I don't know how long like most typical betas happen, but like when the 5th job patch came around in MS1, the beta or the test beta server for like, you know, a couple people to play, it happened for like I think a couple days, and then the 5th job update released like a week after. So if we can get it in July or something, that'd be great, or even June. I would love that. I would be so happy if we can get it early. But here's to a successful summer for my new YouTube channel, and it's good to see you guys again. I'm still super excited to get back into YouTube. I've been like thinking about a lot of stuff to do, and since I have more time now, I can play a lot more, I can make more videos, I can put more effort into them, and I hope I can, I guess, entertain and provide you guys with as much information as I did back when I was Smartboard. But I'll see you guys in the next video hopefully soon, and take care.